Good news coming in for India from the Cricket World Cup. India has qualified for the semis. India has won by 28 runs versus Bangladesh and have qualified for the semi-finals. India has confirmed its berth in the semi-finals, beating Bangladesh by 28 runs. Amitoj Singh now joins me for more on this. Amitoj, just give us a brief highlight of that match.
Well, it's been a very, I just like to sum it up by saying it's too close to call. It was too close for comfort, this particular win by India. India beat Bangladesh by 28 runs. A lot of credit has to go to Bhuvneshwar Kumar and Jasprit Bumrah. India depending on our death overs once again, death over specialists once again. And Jasprit Bumrah has just been spectacular. He took 3 wickets for 21 runs in his last phase, in his last spell, and that really made the difference in the end. Bangladesh 286 all out. India made 314 for 9, a 28-run win for India. The stars of the match have to be, for me, Jasprit Bumrah. He's likely to be the man of the match, even though Rohit Sharma got 104 of 92. But we'll get to know more about that in just a bit. KL Rahul scored 77, but he took too many balls, more than 90, and that's why he's not likely to be the man of the match. So the big news right now, India has qualified for the semi-final, and Vijay Lokapalli is also joining us right now, senior cricket writer. But bottom line, I think the fact is that, okay, we do know now that Rohit Sharma has been announced the man of the match. He scored his 4th World Cup, this World Cup century. He's got 5 overall in World Cups. He scored 1 against Bangladesh, incidentally, in the quarterfinal of the 2015 World Cup. All right, Vijay Lokapalli with me. So, what do you make of all that's happened so far? India qualifying, but it was too close for comfort, right?
Yeah, you're right, but I don't think there was any doubt about India making it to the semi-finals because they've got a very balanced team, good bowling lineup. Again, today we have seen how Bumrah and Bhuvneshwar they've combined, even though Shami went for some runs. But I think this is the team has progressed well, and you can expect some better performances, improved performances, I would say, in the coming games.
All right, Aditya Tare also joining us, Indian cricketer, Mumbai Indians player, and has played with a lot of these cricketers. And particularly one man is a good friend of yours, Jasprit Bumrah. What the hell is he up to? He's on fire. The thing that I don't understand is, Aditya, how does he take the pressure of knowing from Virat that, listen, I'm sorry we didn't get the runs that we needed to have got, and you're going to have to make us win again?
Look, Jasprit is a terrific character. I mean, he just keeps things so simple. You know, he is one of the greatest white ball bowlers for us, and he's transferring that into the Test cricket as well. But talking about this World Cup, every time Virat has passed the ball to him under pressure, he's performed, and he's picked important wickets at important times of the game, and he's literally tilted the game towards India. Especially when we've defended tight totals. So he's an incredible asset.
Okay, but was it too close for comfort for you?
Look, it's a game of cricket. We know how dangerous the Bangladesh team is, and they've given a lot of tough, big teams a run for their money, and they were really playing good cricket throughout this tournament. And look, as long as we keep winning, that's really that will make every Indian fan happy.
All right, Mr. Lokapalli, bottom line, what worries you about India's performance?
My only worry is that I hope Rohit Sharma and Bumrah keep their best for the knockout games, because I hope they have not peaked too early. Rohit has been amazing. I mean, it's not easy to score 100, and he's got 4 in a tournament.
Yeah.
And Bumrah, like Aditya said, he's been absolutely on the spot. I mean, every time the captain expects him to give a wicket, he does oblige. Now, my only worry is I hope they don't run out of steam before the semi-final or the final.
Okay, interesting you say that. For you, Aditya, what is the only worry of this win?
Look, we've introduced two changes in the team, which I felt was really good. DK is a phenomenal finisher of the game. We've seen that in the recent past, and Bhuvi back in the playing 11 is a great sign for Indian team going forward into the semis. So I think I'm pretty happy with the performance of the Indian team in this match.
All right, Aditya, I think one of the concerns that we have seen online on social media has been that India didn't get the number of runs that perhaps was expected of them. Do you agree?
Look, getting 300 plus in a 50-over game is always a big total. Irrespective of the fact that we've seen 300 plus scores have been chased pretty easily in the recent past in one-day cricket, but still 300 on board puts the opposition under pressure. You've got to get those 300 runs. And when a team knows that they've got the firepower to back, defend those 300 runs, I think the team should be happy getting 300 plus runs, be it against any opposition.
All right, Mr. Lokapalli, do you agree with Rohit Sharma as man of the match?
Yes, because he set the trend. It's not, he was given a responsibility and he has performed. I mean, if you see, if he had failed and Bangladesh was to chase something, say around 250, it would have been a different ball game. And you are right. You wanted Jasprit Bumrah to get it.
I didn't want, but it's interesting,
no,
Jasprit
he
Bumrah,
did.
He's done so well for India, but he somehow
Yes.
just misses out every time on the man of the match.
Yes, he does, and it's a batsman's game.
Yeah.
So remember that very few bowlers get man of the match, but he did bowl well, and maybe he could be the man of the match in the semi-final. You never know. But Rohit, I think, was a appropriate choice for man of the match.
Okay, all right. What we'll do right now is take a very quick break. But on the other side, we'll also be joined by a senior Pakistani journalist, Rehan Ulaka, along with Aditya Tare, and of course, Vijay Lokpali sir. And we will analyze all that's taken place in this big win for India, because we've qualified, but perhaps too close for comfort. All right, well, it is a big one, and we are talking about India's big win versus Bangladesh. What has happened? 1.3 billion Indians have basically heaved a huge sigh of relief. Virat's men in blue have qualified for the semi-finals. That after not losing to Bangladesh. Bangladesh? Why should that be a big deal? Well, because the Bangla Tigers have been in roaring form this World Cup, and they showed that right till the end against India. And because of this, Bangladesh's hopes to enter the semi-final are over. Their World Cup in essence is over. They needed to win versus India to qualify. Now they will be playing basically party poopers if they do beat Pakistan in their final match. More on that in just a bit. We have very interesting guests today, one from Pakistan, to get their comment. They perhaps will be happy because now there'll be a more demoralized Bangladeshi side. But on the other hand, they'll have nothing to lose against Pakistan. So Rehan Ulaka from senior cricket journalist joining us from Karachi. Aditya Tare, always great to have somebody who knows these Indian players very well. He's played with them, Mumbai Indians player, and has played with other IPL teams too. Vijay Lokpali, the senior most out here, legendary cricket writer. Thanks so much, sir, for joining us. Okay, let's just get started. It's fitting to start with Mr. Lokpali. Was this the kind of win you expected from India versus Bangladesh?
Yeah, I did expect to win, but like you said at the start of the show, too close for comfort. I mean, maybe a couple of blows from one of the tailenders, it could have changed the equation. And when you are under pressure, it's not always that you'll be able to bowl your best or field your best. There could have been fumbles, and it could have been much closer. So, yes, at the end of the day, the Indian fans must be happy, but if you introspect, Bangladesh did play a good game.
All right, okay, interesting you say that. Bottom line out here is, Rehan, that this means India reaches the semis and Bangladesh is out of the World Cup. Now there are basically, I would say, two teams that can, challenge for that fourth semi-final spot. As you see on the points table now, which I believe is updated, you see right there, India is through. New Zealand and England are favourites to go through. What Pakistan needs to do is beat Bangladesh. And of course, we will bring you more graphics that reflect that. Do you see that happening now, Rehan, or we just have to wait and see what England do to New Zealand?
I think first we should understand the fact that when the World Cup was starting, we all knew that the four top teams in this were New Zealand, Australia, India, and England. So if Pakistan sneak into the semi-finals, that would be a huge achievement for Pakistan, given that they had won something like 2 white ball matches in their last 18 white ball matches leading into this World Cup. And they had lost like 11 one-day internationals before they beat England. So Pakistan wasn't in great form. But coming into this World Cup, how things have gone, there's this sense of belief in Pakistan that whenever Pakistan qualifies for these big tournaments, invariably there is always something external that's required. And you know, in '92 there was Australia versus West Indies, and Pakistan needed the result to go their way. It did. So currently, I think the Pakistan team and Pakistan are supporting New Zealand like they did India in the previous game. England are obviously the favourites. They've gathered some form. It also depends on the pitch, because I think if the pitch is bowling friendly, then you know New Zealand might have it. But if it's a flat track, then there's no better flat track bullies in the world than England right now.
Okay, let's just discuss this match now with Aditya, who's going to analyze it. Aditya, try not to defend your friends. That's the one thing I'm going to say to you. Here's the point. Bottom line, with someone like an MS Dhoni coming in and leaving it till absolutely the last over to try and hit those big sixes. Again, this is the biggest talking point for the entire country right now. Why would he do that? And this time it didn't even work because he got out.
Look, I don't really understand why the entire country is turning against one of the greatest Indian cricketers, MS Dhoni. Look, we all know that the people who matter, the Indian management, Indian cricket team's management, has backed him right throughout. And what they expect from him is to win
Aditya, let me question you on that. I'll tell you what. Here's the thing. You're right that we're not. Let me make this very clear. We're not questioning MS Dhoni, the legend. What we are questioning is his particular tactic. That it's not been 100%. It's not been the same that we've seen in the past. And this is a World Cup. There are no chances you can take. So when you say that the team management is backing him, let me correct you on that. You had Virat Kohli say, yes, we will look at it. We will address the issue in the dressing room. We will talk about it. Sanjay Bangar said, I don't have a problem. Rohit Sharma said, well, okay, here's the thing. In the last match, he said that it was tough against England. He was trying to hit a six, Kedar and him, but they couldn't. The point is that he is leaving it till the last over to try and hit that big six. All right. And he's in his 33 or 34 ball inning. He's taking 12 dot balls and about 13 singles.
Look, we always know that MS Dhoni always takes his time when he approaches an innings. He always takes his time, and then that's his mantra. Like, he's always taken time off late and then exploded in the end. One thing that has changed or that has made this tactic work for him is now that he's batting with Hardik Pandya, who's another explosive player, and that's his role. What MS Dhoni used to do years back for India, that's what Hardik Pandya is supposed to do now for the Indian team. And that's what MS Dhoni is respecting Hardik's role and trying to, complement Hardik's batting to his batting, trying to change his batting. You cannot have 2 or 3 power players batting together, and that's what MS is clever enough to understand that Hardik has a certain role in this team, and that's why he's complementing his batting according to the team's needs. That's what I really think is happening.
What do you make of the whole Dhoni controversy?
Firstly, I think I agree that Dhoni is an Indian legend and one of the greatest players of all time, greatest finishers of all time. But I also agree with you that right now he's struggling to perform at the level that we are used to. The thing with Dhoni is that even when he started slow, you could expect him to rotate strike. He has the lowest strike rate against spinners in the last 2 years amongst players who played like 3,000 balls against spinners. That shows you that Dhoni is struggling a little even to get those singles, and that puts added pressure on the batsman at the other end. It's all well and good when the target is in chase and Pandya is playing with him, but even in the England game, you saw that once Pandya was gone, Dhoni couldn't accelerate the way we are used to seeing him. That's something that the Indian team has to address going into the semi-finals, because if a situation arises where Pandya gets out and Dhoni is in that situation, I know Dhoni backs himself even to hit 4 sixes in the last over, but how many times can he realistically pull it off in now? Like 4 years ago, 3 years ago, even 2 years ago, you would have thought that Dhoni can do this. But right now, his record recently doesn't suggest to me that he can hit 3 6 in the last over if 18 runs are required. So he needs to accelerate a little earlier.
All right, Mr. Lokapalli, your opinion on this? What is the solution? Because there is a problem. We're not blaming Dhoni, but there is a problem.
I think the solution lies in having Dhoni at number 4. He will always be my number 4 because he gets more time. He is able to control the innings, and as far as hitting sixes is concerned, that is not the only productive shot in a cricket match. You can hit boundaries, like Rehan was said. You can rotate strike, take singles and twos, but to expect Dhoni to just start hitting sixes is not fair. You look at his contribution. Do you think that in the Indian team management doesn't understand what Dhoni is doing? They are backing him and they need him on the field. They need him in the team. And I think you will realize and you will miss Dhoni the day he retires.
I miss him. I miss him even when I sleep. Don't worry about that, sir. I'm very clear about it. I love the guy.
Yeah.
I think he is just unimaginable. And the fact that he decided to move himself up the order in the 2011 World Cup final was something that is extraordinary, miracle almost. I don't know which captain would have the guts to do that. He did it and pulled it off. So he's a legend in my eyes. I will miss him. But I just want to talk a little bit about Rohit Sharma, the man of the match. He's been phenomenal. He is the highest run scorer. Shakib Al Hasan just 2 runs behind him in this World Cup so far. Starting with Aditya, he's been dropped 4 times. And we'll bring up how lucky Rohit has been. Dropped on 1 versus South Africa, dropped on 2 versus Australia, dropped on 4 versus England, dropped on 9 versus Bangladesh. Is Lady Luck married to him, Aditya?
Well, it's great for us, isn't it? I hope his luck continues right at the end of the tournament. But it just points out, one thing, that if you get Rohit out early, that's the only possibility of, stopping him from getting a big score. If he gets those 15-20 runs initially and he's set, he goes on to make big hundreds, which is a sign of a great batsman, and that's what he is. Since the last World Cup, he's been one of the best one-day players in the entire world.
Okay, he has as many as 3 matches to go, and if you bring up Rohit versus Sachin in World Cups, he could potentially go past what Sachin Tendulkar did in the 2003 World Cup. He's already gone past what Sachin Tendulkar did in the World Cup before that, the 96 World Cup. He scored more runs, and he has potentially 3 matches to go. 1 against Sri Lanka, the semi-final, and if India reaches the final. So let me ask Rehan this: Is Rohit Sharma worthy of the award of man of the match today, keeping in mind that he was dropped on 9 while Jasprit Bumrah got 4 wickets?
I think I have my issues with man of the match in almost every match, not just this game. I think mostly bowlers are overlooked and it goes to the batsman. However, even if Sharma was dropped, he still scored another 100 runs. So that means he scored a century still. Even the point that I'm trying to make is Sharma's innings is so great because India's middle order has struggled.
Yeah.
And Sharma's innings is so crucial because that's the reason India got over 300. If Sharma did not play that innings, India might have struggled, and then Bumrah's spell of 4 for 50 wouldn't be as significant as it feels right now. The thing with Rohit Sharma is no player in world cricket has scored more hundreds than Sharma has since the last World Cup. Not even Virat Kohli. And I mean, to think like that, like everyone talks about Virat Kohli all the time, he's this great player and everything. But Sharma's achievements over the last 4 years are unreal. I mean, he's hit more sixes than any other player in one-day cricket, and his conversion rate is unbelievable. Like Aditya was talking about his conversion rate, once he reaches 30, on average he adds 100 more runs whenever he crosses the 30-run mark.
Yeah, he has actually one century more than, guess who? Virat Kohli since the 1st of Jan 2017. Virat Kohli, let's not forget, he got 5 50s just this World Cup. So he's just been a bad patch. This is a bad patch for Virat Kohli. Who would have thought 5 50s in a row is a bad patch for him. Mr. Lokapalli, I want to just bring up Yuvraj Singh's tweet. And while we bring that up, I want to ask you a question. Yuvraj Singh said, we have found our number 4 batsman in Rishabh Pant. Let's basically try to groom him. Do you think we've found our number 4?
Well, we had a number 4 in Raidu. We had a number 4 in Vijay Shankar, and number 4 is a very crucial position. And I'm not too sure because if you see, generally Rishabh Pant tends to throw his wicket.
Okay.
And if you go in a crucial game at number 4, and if he gets out playing a poor shot, same critics would make life hell for Rishabh Pant. So I would say wait. Let us see at the end of the World Cup if Rishabh Pant qualifies as an ideal number 4. But I'm happy Rehan made this point about Rohit Sharma.
Yeah.
I think Aditya would agree that I'm sure in today's cricket, world cricket, there is not a batsman who has so much time to play a ball. Whether he's playing a shot, whether he's defending the ball, he has all the time in the world to decide what he's going to do.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is the greatest quality Rohit Sharma brings to his batting.
Okay, in Delhi cricket, a little bit of which I have played, Rohit Sharma would be described, there was a phrase that we'll use for him, it's called Malai. Every time he plays, Malai ki tarah khelta hai, that's what they would say. Okay, let's actually bring up India's playing 11 today and discuss this. Aditya, do you agree with the choice that India made today to leave out Ravindra Jadeja and instead bring in Bhuvi? And Karthik, of course.
I like the inclusion of Karthik and Bhuvi both, to be honest. Yesterday I was talking about having, I'd be tempted to bring in Bhuvi and Shami together, just because Shami has been picking wickets for us and Bhuvi has been phenomenal, in this tournament before he got injured.
Yeah.
And Dinesh Karthik, we know that we've been struggling in the middle order with. He's a player who's got a lot of experience, who's had this role of finishing the games for India. So he just gives in a lot of cushion to the batting order at the back end. But yes, going into the tournament, you would think of having a spinning all-rounder, especially at the back end.
All right, okay. Rehan, let me ask you, do you agree with India's playing 11?
I think India played this very wisely because the question wasn't about Shami picking up wickets with the new ball. The question was about his death bowling. So getting Bhuvaneshwar back in, and he's coming back after an injury. So I think India got to test him out as well. Although I think this is just my personal opinion on Kuldeep. I think Kuldeep's the trump card that India have, because there is not a single bowler in world cricket who has what he has. He's a left arm wrist spinner, and you don't see that any longer.
Yeah.
And coming into later stages of this World Cup, even now when people have seen Kuldeep, even
Okay.
then they struggle against him because they have no idea how to play a wrist spinner who's left arm.
All right, okay. Mr. Lokpali, an Indian with a Chinaman, your opinion on India's playing 11?
At the end of the day, you can say it was an ideal 11. Who do you find? I mean, Dinesh Karthik got to play his first World
that's all
Cup
right.
game.
But what would you have played? And what do you think is the ideal 11?
I would have played Kuldeep Yadav for Mohammad Shami on this pitch.
Yeah, that's the point I'm trying to make. Okay.